Have you ever wondered how a bird that cannot fly became one of the best swimmers in the animal kingdom? Or why penguins wear what looks like a perfect little tuxedo? Today, we're diving into the icy world of one of the coolest animals on Earth. In this video, we will discover penguins' amazing adaptations, behavior, families, and the surprising places they actually live. I want to come up with a penguin joke to transition into the main video, but I can't think of any that will fly. Everyone knows penguins can swim and that they can't fly, but can they jump? Quick, put your guesses in the comments below and I'll reveal the answer at the end of the video. Even though we call them penguins today, the very first animal to be named penguin wasn't actually a penguin at all. Long ago, explorers used the word penguin for a different bird called the great auk, which lived in the cold North Atlantic. Great auks were black and white, waddled on land, and couldn't fly, so when sailors later traveled to the southern hemisphere and saw what we call penguins today, they gave them the same name. Even though great auks and penguins looked alike, they were not related at all and lived on opposite sides of the world. The great auk is now extinct, but the name penguin stayed with the species that we know as penguins today. Penguins are a special type of bird called flightless birds, meaning they can't fly. Other flightless birds include the ostrich, emu, and the kiwi. Penguins' wings have evolved into strong flippers built for swimming instead of flying. They belong to a group called Sphinicidae. Unlike most birds, they have dense, waterproof feathers, a thick layer of blubber, and solid, heavy bones that help them dive deep underwater. Most people imagine penguins only live in Antarctica, but they actually live all over the southern hemisphere. Some species live in freezing climates surrounded by snow and ice, while others live in much warmer places like the coasts of South Africa, Australia, and even the Galapagos Islands near the equator. One thing to note is that there are no penguins in the North Pole. So if Santa lives in the North Pole, he is not surrounded by penguins. And polar bears don't eat penguins because polar bears live in the North Pole and penguins live in the South Pole. Check out my video all about polar bears to learn more. Many people think of the emperor penguin when they visualize a penguin in their minds. However, there are 18 recognized species of penguin, each with their own look and style. Emperor penguins are the largest kind and are famous for their incredible 60-mile journeys across the ice. The father penguins care for the eggs while the mothers go hunting and return when the chicks are born. The second largest penguin species is the king penguin with bold orange markings. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the smallest penguins on Earth, which are the little blue penguins, only about a foot tall and known for their bluish feathers. The feathers contain microscopic fibers that scatter light, reflecting blue wavelengths, while other colors pass through. This unique structural color also acts as camouflage in the water. Rockhopper penguins are known for their spiky yellow feathers that stick out like eyebrows. African penguins have a loud bray that almost sounds like a donkey. Each species is adapted to its unique environment, whether icy, rocky, or even tropical. Penguins are built for survival. Their black and white tuxedo is actually camouflage called countershading. When predators look down, they see a dark back blending with the ocean water. When predators look up, the penguin's white belly blends in with the bright sky. Sharks are another creature that utilizes this countershading. If you want to learn more about sharks, you can watch my shark video after this one. Penguins also have other unique adaptations. Special flippers act like powerful paddles in the water. Their webbed feet help them steer in the water and are the reason for their distinctive waddle when on land. Penguins may look cute, but don't try to pet them. Their beaks are no joke. They use their strong bills for catching and gripping slippery fish. Another unique thing about penguins is the special gland located just above their eyes that removes salt from the seawater they swallow. Their supraorbital gland filters the salt out of their bloodstream. It is then released through their beaks or even sneezed out in tiny salty droplets. Penguins are chunky birds. They have a thick layer of fat called blubber and tightly packed feathers that trap heat. These feathers help them survive freezing temperatures and long ocean swims. Penguins are carnivores, which means they survive by eating other animals, and their diet is mostly made up of fish, squid, and tiny shrimp-like creatures called krill. Because their food lives in the ocean, penguins have developed incredible diving abilities. Most species can swim hundreds of feet below the surface, but some go much further. Emperor penguins are the deepest divers of all, able to plunge more than 1,800 feet into the icy darkness in search of a meal. They hold their breath for more than 20 minutes at a time, slow down their heart rate, and allow their bodies to conserve oxygen while they hunt. Penguin parenting might be one of the most heartwarming things in the animal world. Many species form large groups called colonies, sometimes with thousands of penguins all living together. They build nests from rocks, feathers, or grass. After a chick hatches, penguins take turns caring for it. One parent keeps the chick warm, the other hunts for food, and they switch duties regularly. Emperor penguins have a special brood pouch, which is a warm, feathered flap of skin located above the male emperor penguin's feet. After the female lays a single egg, she carefully transfers it to the male, who gently rolls it onto his feet and tucks it safely inside. The pouch protects the egg from the brutal Antarctic wind, where temperatures can drop far below freezing and winds can reach hurricane force. For about 2 months, the father keeps the egg warm by balancing it on his feet and holding it inside the pouch. He does not eat during this time. Instead, he survives on stored body fat while the mother is far out to sea feeding. When the chick hatches, it stays in the brood pouch as well, using it as a safe, warm shelter during the early days of life. This pouch is the reason emperor penguins can raise their young in one of the harshest climates on Earth. On land, penguins are famous for their funny waddle. Their legs are short and placed far back on their bodies, which helps them swim but makes walking tricky. Some penguins even toboggan, which means they slide on their bellies across the ice. In water, though, they're graceful and fast, reaching up to 22 miles per hour. Penguins fly underwater with their flippers, using the same motion other birds use in the sky. Penguins have inspired people for centuries, and their influence shows up in countless parts of our culture. They appear in classic stories like Mr. Popper's Penguins, in documentaries such as March of the Penguins, and in animated favorites like Happy Feet and the Penguins of Madagascar series. Funnily enough, there are no native penguins in Madagascar, though they do live in other parts of Africa. Artists and photographers also adore penguins because they are so visually striking. Their bold black and white coloring, nesting colonies, and playful behaviors create powerful images that appear in paintings, calendars, holiday cards, and children's art. Penguins are often used as a symbol of wintertime fun. In popular culture, penguins have become winter holiday icons, science museum mascots, and even environmental ambassadors. Conservation campaigns frequently use penguins to teach children and adults about climate change, melting sea ice, and the importance of protecting polar habitats. Now it's time for some fun and fascinating facts about penguins. But before we do, I would like to thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you have ever seen a penguin up close. My daughter and I went to an aquarium that had a penguin hole, and we were able to see them swimming right at us. It was great fun. Anyway, here are some fun facts about penguins. Penguins' feathers are so dense that they can have more than 100 feathers per square inch. Penguins molt their feathers at once in something called a catastrophic molt. There was a book about this called Pierre the Penguin, about a little penguin who gets a custom wetsuit made. Check out the description for a link to the book. Penguins spend up to 75% of their lives in the ocean. Some penguins give pebbles as gifts to their mate. And speaking of mates, many people think that penguins mate for life, but that is actually not true. While many bird species do mate for life, penguins are usually only monogamous for a single breeding season. However, some penguin species will continue with their same partners for many years if both partners are healthy and the breeding went well the previous year. Penguins recognize their mate and chicks by sound, not by sight. A group of penguins in the water is called a raft, but on land they are called a waddle. The earliest penguin ancestors lived more than 60 million years ago. Penguins are more than adorable birds. They're incredible survivors, skilled hunters, and caring parents. They've adapted to some of the harshest environments in the world and continue to amaze scientists and animal lovers alike. And now, the answer. Do penguins jump? Make sure you wrote your guesses in the comments. The answer is yes. Penguins can jump. In fact, they jump quite high, jumping up to 6 feet out of the water. They can also jump when they are on land, though they don't do that as often. However, rockhopper penguins, as you can guess from the name, do like to hop from rock to rock. Thank you so much for watching this video all about penguins. What's your favorite type of penguin? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my playlist with lots of other videos all about animals. Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to get messy and make lots of mistakes today. Bye!